is once again episode 242 of the Coin Show podcast. I'm Mike.
And I am Matt. Hello.
And we're going to try this train wreck again. Fresh, new, and improved, episode 242. On tonight's episode of the Coin Show podcast, we are going to, we're going to have our favorite segment, which is the coolest thing that walked into our shops.
Yep.
We're going to recap last year's results and highlights. And we are just going to talk to the people that are here in our chat and answer their questions. It'll be a Ask Us Anything kind of night. I don't know if Matt has anything else to dump on us at that point, but we'll figure it out.
Nope.
But first, as always, the news.
Well, you said we have a new sponsor. Who's our new sponsor?
The news is brought to us by Lampshades. Whether for preventing temporary blindness, standing in as the world's most festive party hat, or just a gauge for when Uncle Dave has had too much to drink, Lampshades, staying ahead of lessons for over 100 years.
I love that sponsor. That is my new favorite of all time. Wow.
Lampshades.
All-time favorite sponsor, Lampshades.
They're right there. Oh, let's see. So we have some news, don't we?
We sure do.
Yeah, sure do. So $1 million dime, and Heritage is going to do their fund signature auction in a couple of days coming up.
Yep,
so
about 4 to 5 days.
Yeah, this is going to be some big coins. So as you see right here in the picture is an 1894S dime, one of 24 known.
Yep. They like to go real big at the beginning of the year at the fund auction, just to set the tone and set the kind of how things are going to go for the year.
Yeah, Greg Rohan likes to step up and swing big.
He does.
Swing for the fences. So this is a really cool coin.
It's a little dark. I can't say I've ever seen this coin in hand. I've actually seen a couple of these, but I can't ever remember seeing this one. Looks a little dark.
Ever seen one of these in person?
Yeah, they put them on display every once in a while, and you can go look at them at some of the expositions. But I don't ever remember seeing
this is a branch mint proof.
Yes.
So let's see. So
it's a cool coin. It's just heavily toned, and
they're going to sell this 1894S Barber dime. They're going to have let's see, what else are they going to sell? A
1792 silver
center cent.
Say that 3 times fast.
I couldn't even say it the first time.
27D St. Gaudens and 65 plus CAC. That's a rare coin. And then let's see, 1883 Double Eagle Proof 66 Deep Cam, which is one of only 92 examples struck. So they're bombing off the rare stuff.
Yeah, this is going to be some stuff.
Yeah, cool. Love a good auction with some rare stuff in it.
So, what have you been doing with your CAC slabs? Are you putting them in PCGS boxes? You putting them in NGC boxes?
We've been putting them in the standard, just the cardboard dudes that hold slabs.
Okay, well, guess what?
I see.
CAC has now offered. Now, look, it's like I don't see this as being anything different than any others, except it probably just says CAC.
Well, I'm sure if you look at the picture at the top here, actually, it does kind of look a little bit different. If you look at the way the box is shaped, look at that. You see that? That's different.
A little wider in the middle.
It looks kind of like a almost like a diamond or a stop sign, almost. Not quite, but
yeah, like I said, a little wider in the middle.
It doesn't look like it's
make them easier to stack, but probably easier to open too.
Doesn't quite look rectangular like the PCGS and NGC boxes are. It looks a little different.
And the other thing is that, okay, so now that I really look at it, this one opens up to the middle of the coin.
Yeah.
So
no, I don't think so.
That looks like it's halfway.
It's a little less than halfway, it looks like, because it's above
that's far more than you get in your typical NGC or PCGS box.
Oh yeah. That's a good point. That's very true. I didn't think about that.
Right. That was what I was thinking.
Gotcha. I'm picking up what you're putting down.
Let's see. Is it the Mint that found this?
Find out.
After nearly 100 years, the plaster model for the 1932 Washington Quarter that was designed and sculpted by Lord Garden Fraser has resurfaced.
Reading the story here to see if they'll tell us where they found it.
So I love the fact that this was the design that won the contest, and yet they still didn't use it until 1998 for the Washington Gold coin.
Isn't that funny?
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it's a cool design, and they just about used it that way. I mean, they went with a very faithful rendition of this, but not quite the same.
Sure. Well, it's one of those things where, look, it is not significantly different, but when you think about the sexism that pretty much caused it.
And you know the crazy part? If you read the story, this obverse plaster mold for her winning 1932 quarter submission is a significant discovery unknown to the numismatic community until 2025. So this thing was discovered in the last 10 days, apparently.
Yeah, they didn't know it existed at all.
Weird.
It does look like the women on quarters.
Yeah. I mean, I think it does. Very strange that it just happens to pop up all these years later. But that just goes to show you how much stuff is still floating around in the world that needs and can be discovered.
Moving into the world of the U.S. Mint, the American Silver Eagle proofs are available. I've always kind of, I understand they made these probably a month and a half ago when they had time.
Mm-hmm.
But do we really need to have the proof Silver Eagles right away?
Well, I mean, the unks are usually out at the beginning of the year, so having the proofs out is new. It's not a new thing. I mean, it's not
the last couple of years. Oh, no. They have the last few years since I think 2018 they have, because they put them in the congratulations sets.
Yeah. Well, it's funny.
They have to have it available for that, but still, it's like, wouldn't it be better? Congratulations because didn't offer it side by side.
I think that they're putting it out now so that they can put out the other 7 either mint or finish combinations out throughout the year.
Unfortunately, I think you're probably right, which is sad.
It's the scary part. Yeah, I know.
It's really sad because
look at the big drop off too from 2024. From 23 to 24, they made 436,484 coins in 2023. In 2024, they made 283,062 coins, which is a big drop off.
Well, that's less than they made for either type in 2021.
I know, kind of crazy.
Yeah.
Kind of crazy. It looks like even those are cooling down, which those are like a typically hot item from the mint, but that just goes to show that when you make 15 different ones, sales are going to suffer.
Yeah. And as I was showing, the congratulations set is also out. Yep. It has the same. See, it's like this is where you put a different mint mark in it.
Yeah.
Do it with this one. Make them in Denver.
Well, but I mean, people. I think they're actually thinking of the consumer with this one because they're actually having them out at the beginning of the year so that people that want to say congratulations at the beginning of the year can do so.
No, I agree.
Having all of these bought up by collectors who are just after that different mint mark or finish or whatever it is they throw in there. So
yeah, no, I agree. I think that if you look at the sales of the congratulations sets, they've been relatively steady throughout the entire program. I mean, they've had a couple of peak years, but mostly about 30,000 is where they finish up, and the
24 to 39. So that's a pretty good average, right around 30. Cool.
2025 American Innovation Dollar for Arkansas is now available in rolls and bags.
Sir, that's pronounced Arkansas. Just want to clarify.
Actually, I will tell you a funny story. In Kansas, there is the Arkansas River. I am not kidding you. I have family lives here. They call it the Arkansas River.
It's not your Kansas. That's Arkansas.
It's Arkansas. That's right. So for Arkansas, they're let's see, they have
Ray Montague is on the coin.
but what's the he designed the U.S. Navy's Oliver Hazard Perry class frigate.
I believe that's a female, by the way.
Yeah, you're right. Ray with an E.
Ray.
Yes, she
was the pioneering engineer who designed the Oliver Hazard Perry class frigate.
So she designed the frigate as we know it.
Yeah, that's cool.
I said that when I was a kid and got my mouth. If you want to see what the rest of the innovation dollars for next year, take a look at this article. So you see it's going to be Arkansas for you, Florida, Michigan, and Texas. So, space travel in Florida, you're going to have space travel in Texas, and Michigan, of course, the auto industry.
3 out of these 4 coins, they really just hit the mark. This first one, this Arkansas one, if the way I always look at these is if I had no idea what this coin was about, could I figure it out? And I would not be able to figure that out. I would think that she was a giant woman who loved to destroy ships in the ocean. Like, that's what I would think this one was.
Or like to play with them in the bathtub.
Correct. Right. And in Florida, Florida shuttle, yes, that's where they shoot them from. Awesome. Michigan, cars. Yeah, well, that's where they build a lot of cars. And then Texas. Yeah, okay. Yeah, Houston, we have a problem. Those are all pretty self-explanatory except that first one.
Well, I mean, this is the series, and it's what you get when you take on these things like innovation.
Yeah, I got it. I get it, but I'm just being
just in time.
I'm just being a simple man.
The reverse quote proof innovation dollars for last year are out.
Yeah.
So this is in case you don't have enough to order because they've got P-mint, D-mint, then you've got the proofs, you got the reverse proofs. They're not available in any sets or anything like that. There's no chance of just getting them. And let's see, how many of these sold? 33,770 in the first 6 days. 2023 set has sold 40,000 out of the 55,000 they made.
Oh, the reverse proof set? Okay.
It's just, to me, it's like, I don't know why you're making these.
Like, I think the Alabama with the Saturn V rocket looks pretty cool with the moon and the way that one's done. The Illinois, I'm lost. I mean, I see a plow and I see the wheat, but I don't like that. Washington Carver, okay, yeah, looks interesting.
Mhm.
And then the defibrillator, yeah, Maine, interesting. But I mean, I don't know. That one loses me. That one loses me a little bit too. So
the 2024 Morgan and Peace dollar set,
yeah,
has kind of lost momentum.
Well, sure. We kind of called this, didn't we?
Yes, we did. Too many, and no context whatsoever.
Yeah. No, I agree. I agree.
147,000 of the reverse proof silver dollar.
Yeah.
I don't know what the mintage limit was, but I don't even think they're going to hit that.
Yeah. I mean, they've sold a lot of them. Don't get me wrong. 147,000 units is a lot, but still.
Well, last year they sold out, though.
I know. And that's the part of the thing is they are popular, yes, shown by this, but the fact that they're selling less than last year's example shows us that one of two things, or it could be that that people are just tired of seeing a new yearly set, or that they don't get 2024 for the Morgan dollar. I don't know.
Or their desire for the new design and new novel finish has been satisfied.
Right. It was just they were happy with the 1-year release. They were happy with that, and
they just don't want them every year. I think that may be probably extremely accurate.
Yeah, it's hard to say, but that's if I was a betting man, I would put money on one of those answers.
So if you are trying to kill mint sales, right?
Right.
You would do what? You'd make convoluted designs.
Yeah.
You would give poor value for money.
Sure.
Yeah, so the U.S. Mint has decided to increase their prices on their clad products this year.
On clad products now. All right.
Clad products. So yeah, it's going to be a 5% increase for rolls, bags, coin boxes, and ornaments. And the other clad products, which I guess there's what I hear from this proof sets, mint sets, 15%.
Yeah. I mean, it tells me one of two things. They're having trouble acquiring, or they're not necessarily having trouble, but it's costing them more to acquire the things that they need to make these, or they just want to make more money.
I think there's again a third, and that would be that
they don't want anybody to buy them.
They really are trying to discourage people from buying them.
Maybe they're tired of making them. Maybe they don't want to make 87,000.
Well, I think their thing is that if we're not going to sell, 100,000 of them, why are we making? Because it takes up, think about it. If you didn't make proof sets, you have the entire San Francisco Mint. You could make bullion there.
Disagree with you. I don't disagree with you. I've been one to argue against all these stupid sets and packages and products they're making, but here we are. You just keep going and keep going and keep going. More.
Have you seen the designs for this year's quarters?
This year's quarters? No, I haven't.
Here they are.
Oh, I'm on the
It has announced designs for the 2025 women's quarters, and they are going to start with Ida B. Wells. Now, you may have never heard of Ida B. Wells.
Nope.
But she's a Chicagoan.
Oh, well, there you go.
And we have one of the biggest streets leading into the city of Chicago is Ida B. Wells Drive. So
I was going to say it's either a street or a park or both.
Not just street right now.
Cool.
She was a suffragist. She was a civil rights activist. Juliette Gordon Low, founder of the Girl Scouts.
Okay, I like it.
Dr. Vera Rubin. She invented dark matter.
That phrase still bugs me. Invented it.
Well,
she just discovered or theorized about it, or maybe she dreamed about it. I don't know, but
I think more of what it was she invented the concept, because the more they learn in science,
conceptualize dark matter. Don't say it.
Well, yeah, but the more they learn about science, the more they're starting to figure out that the term is really more of a placeholder while we figure out what this force is that is interacting with stuff.
Okay.
I'll get off
Fine. Invent away.
Stacey Park Milburn, who was an advocate for disability rights.
All right. I can get down with that.
And the last one in the whole program is going to be Althea Gibson.
Let me guess. Wait, let me guess. Hold on. She played tennis.
Good job. Good job. What gave you? It was either that or badminton, right?
Or at the waffle iron. I'm not quite sure yet, but
okay.
Fair enough. There.
Fair enough. She was.
I guess I chose wisely.
She founded Waffle House. That'll be. I mean, there are so many women that should have been on these coins, and just they're never going to be. I'm going to put away my soapbox and move on to.
No, there's a lot of women that need recognized, and there's only so many coins. I don't.
A 4-year program was way too short.
Yes, I agree. I would not be the one who wanted to make the decision on who made it and who didn't.
Nope. And finally, in the news, this is the part that I really, really look forward to every year. And this one is kind of special because these are the designs for the Semiquincentennial coins.
Yeah.
So there's going to be a civil rights quarter.
I like it. Are these finalized or are these the conceptual designs?
These are the designs that have been recommended.
Gotcha. So this is what they said that we should do.
Yes.
And we'll see what they do.
Correct.
Do.
So this is what the CCAC has recommended.
Got it. So this is the quarter?
That is the quarter.
Okay.
And then they show some of the other Opera's candidate designs. I think from what they had to work with, they probably did choose the best one.
I think so too. I like that one as the one they picked. And then do they show the reverses? Yeah,
The
here they
reverses are a little bit further down.
I think they picked what, these two here to kind of recommend.
Yeah,
I
it's
think those
it's
are
at the top. I
I
mean,
think
there were
those
a lot
were
of really cool designs. I like some of these.
I like the We Shall Overcome. I want to see how that translates into metal. I think
Reverse 07 would look really cool, though.
yeah, but that's like that reminds you know what? Reverse 07 reminds me too much of like Honey, I Shrunk the Kids.
Okay, or Bicentennial
No.
Quarter, maybe.
Well, no,
So
that's like
this is
tiny
just
people
civil
crawling
rights
into a
quarter
giant
that is
scale.
going to also be a women's suffrage quarter. So if you go to the next slide,
Yeah.
so this is your, votes for women.
I like it. I like this bottom design here on the right.
The hands
Yeah, that's probably my favorite. Just holding up you working together to hold up the crushing weight of suffrage.
of men and their yes.
Yeah, they're jerkiness. Jerk men.
I'm glad this is a family show.
Yeah.
Anyway, so then they have the other obverse candidates, which really didn't seem to vary a whole lot.
Well, you know what? I bet they had some guidance that was like, must be a woman suffragette holding up
strutting
sign that says
towards
vote for
the
women
walking towards the
mid
dog.
stride. Yeah, like that was probably the guidance they got on that one.
And then you have the reverse candidates.
Yeah, I like the ones they picked. I like them.
Yes. I think by far that is the best one of all of these.
Yes, they did good. Good job. Ooh.
What?
The next one.
Okay, so now you have abolitionism. And of course, Frederick Douglass.
Frederick Douglass looks good.
I like the bottom reverse better than I like the top one.
I don't know. I kind of like the top one with the concentric rings and the off center kind of ring in the middle and the breaking of the chain.
Better coin, but I like the art of the bottom one better.
Okay, I'll give that to you.
And then if you look at the other, it's like Frederick Douglass. There were a lot of good choices that they could have made on this. I don't think
This
they
is
were
like the 8 different faces of Frederick Douglass, though.
Yeah. I mean, I only don't like number 6.
I think number 5 kind of looks like a really bad Photoshop. This one down here,
and it may not have translated well into coin.
No, number 1 is awesome. I like that one.
Yeah, no, and that's the one they're really focusing on.
Good.
And then the reverse candidates. So you had several different, of these broken chain.
What's up with the tiny people? Who's making tiny people?
Well, look at the giant chains.
That's what I'm saying. No, it's a tiny person. The chains are normal size. That's what I'm saying. It's tiny people. Somebody has a thing for Honey, I Shrunk the Kids, I think. But yeah, no, they picked the right ones for sure. 100%.
Then there's the U.S. Constitution.
Ooh.
So this one is going to be a little bit more esoteric.
I like the bottom one for sure.
People?
Yeah. I just like it better. Liberty Hall and We the People and the Liberty on the obverse is awesome. I really like that.
Yeah.
But
so there are the obverse candidates down here. To be honest with you, it's like I really kind of like 1 and 1A. It reminds me of a trade dollar. I don't know why it reminds me of a trade dollar. It just does.
Yeah, I agree with that a little bit. I could see that.
The hippie down on number 3, she's cool.
Yeah.
The number 4 just doesn't. It looks very unhappy.
Yeah, that's true. And the features are accentuated a little bit too. It's like
Yeah.
kind of cartoony.
Yeah, I don't really like it as a design.
No.
And then the reverse candidates are going to. There are some of these that are like, this is like the most iconic quarter we're going to have for a while.
I mean, the Capitol building is cool, but it's been done. The tree is a really cool design. The Constitution of the tree, but again, doesn't translate very well to being about the Constitution.
Well, and you've got that exactly right, because this is not the anniversary of the Constitution.
Right.
It's the anniversary of the Declaration of Independence.
Yeah. I think that, and which one did they go with? Let me go back up here. They went with.
Well, again, these are just,
Oh, these are other ones that they didn't go with. Gotcha.
right.
Like that's kind of like We the People here at the bottom. That was pretty cool.
Yeah.
Cool. That says
Well, I mean,
Constitution.
there's some really cool designs in here. The We the People one, number 7, is what you're talking about.
Yeah, I mean that one's cool, and then the one below it is cool too for the Constitution. It has the quill and the paper and We the People.
Well, that was what I was talking about, number 7. But again, I think that's just misappropriated.
Yeah, they just don't.
Oh, okay. I didn't see that one. You're talking about number 10. And yeah, doing the Constitution is just misappropriated. That's my opinion. And finally, the Semiquincentennial Declaration of Independence. Now we're getting to what we're all about.
Yeah. Liberty Bell, bring it back on a coin. Why not?
Yeah. So why you're doing a Constitution quarter, I don't know. But they're going to do a Declaration of Independence quarter.
Let's see which one of these we liked. Well, Hippie's back. Number 3, Hippie's back.
You know what I've noticed about all of these designs?
I like number 2. Yeah. What's that?
Not an eagle anywhere.
That's true. Maybe they got the note. They were like, "Hey guys, we got to really lay off the eagles. Like, I mean, they're cool, awesome bird.
I need to stand.
Screams America like a big angry looking eagle, but let's just lay off this time,
It's
okay?"
Eagle on reverse, number 9.
Oh, there is. Okay.
I can't win tonight.
No, you sure can't.
It's gonna be white.
Oh man, I really like number 10 actually with the rings from the reverse of the Fugio scent.
Yes,
I think that would have been cool.
Yeah, no, I like that.
Throwback to us coin collectors, but no.
So, but that's the news. And the news tonight was brought to us by lampshades. Whether for preventing temporary blindness, standing in as the world's most festive party hat, or just engaged for when Uncle Davis had too much to drink, lampshades, staying ahead of obsolescence for over 100 years.
All right. Well, you ready to answer some questions, buddy?
Yeah, let's take some questions because there have been some very thoughtful ideas.
Joe Bohannon says, here's a question. I've recently had difficulty finding decent prices for SOQs at shows, but haven't seen any major movement in either listed retail or wholesale prices in years. What gives? I think that the market for SOQs is a really interesting one. It is one that does move and doesn't often get reflected in the price guides and the places where they do post numbers. Exquisite coins sell for exquisite money. They always will, especially in that series. Coins with dripping luster or booming luster or well-struck coins or coins that are just generally attractive will definitely bring quite a bit more than the run-of-the-mill coin in the same grade. So that does make a difference.
I think your average collector sleeps on Standing Liberty quarters.
I love that coin. It's one of my favorites. But
absolutely, they're beautiful.
Yeah, but the dealers are kind of catching on. They're looking at comps. They're looking at similar sales over time, and the people that put out the price guides and stuff, I do not envy that job at all. I would not want to do that ever, because that is a lot of data you have to parse to get the information that somebody's going to want. And sometimes they sleep on certain things, like they just don't get a chance to update them. And I think SOQs might be one of those. I would watch out for maybe an update coming down the pipes at some point.
And the hobby lost, our expert on SLQs in Klein a couple of years ago. So I don't think that there's anybody out there that has that kind of knowledge on that kind of stuff anymore.
Yeah, that's a good point. It's a very good point, my friend.
Paul Bloom commenting on Laura Garden Fraser's design. Her G in God was much better than the one used now.
What in cod are you talking about? What the codfish are you speaking of there, friend?
This is no fish fry here.
Oh boy. Jack Riley says, I need a new black box for some fakes. So did you fill your last one up? Because that's what I do. I filled one up already at the office.
Are we talking about slap fakes?
No. I mean, maybe.
So what do you mean you filled up a black box? I mean, we have the famous black cabinet at HJB.
Well, I mean, I have a box that is black and it's about yay big and it's full to the top. I literally filled it up. So I was being very literal.
We got a couple of new ones for the collection last week.
Ooh.
Really nice 1894 Morgan and what was the other one? 92 cc. Yeah.
I didn't see any notable fakes this week. The only fakes we saw were some really bad silver eagles from two different people. One were trying to be uncirculated, one was trying to be proof, and they were both kind of like, no.
Ace has a question for you.
Yeah, Ace is asking about the 1799 bust dollar, which we might see here in a little bit. Is is a broad struck coin worth more or less than an off center coin? Well, unfortunately, yes. I believe when a coin is designated as an off center, it does bring a slight premium to a coin that is considered a broad struck, even though the difference can be very minute in between the two different coins. So broad struck is basically when a coin is struck outside the collar. It allows the coin to spread out. Sometimes it can be directly from the center. Sometimes it can be off center and squish out one way or the other. And then an off center, the way I've always been explained to technically describe an off center is a coin that is struck off center to the point where it is missing design elements. So if you're missing design elements at all, then it's an off center. But if you're not, and it is off center, then it is an uncentered broad strike. And that was the way it was explained to me by a guy named Pete Bishel many years ago. Pete has been dead for many years, but that was the way it was explained to me.
He was the expert. So this begs a question for me. Never mind. I'll get back to it. Well, no, it was one of the things about, so if these are made on a screw press and they're made with a closed collar,
correct? Can
you have an off center?
Well, you can. I mean, it can come down and strike and be it can cause an off center strike. Sure, yeah, they happen.
Would that be broad struck? I mean,
it is. Well, see, the difference between a broad struck and an off center strike is the amount of off center it is. If it's off center a little bit, but you're not missing any design elements, then it's technically a broad strike. But if it's off center a little bit more and you're missing the top of a letter or something, then it's an off center. And it's really both are a product of the same problem. Mostly.
I was just trying to think in terms of the screw press and the closed collar. I mean, it's like the process was so different.
It was so hands-on and yeah. I don't know. I've never really played with a screw press before. I'm sure I could figure it out. If I looked at diagrams and such, I could probably figure out how to do it.
So which one is more valuable?
It really has to do with designation. I would say that an off-center designation is more valuable than a broad strike. Kevin, are you going to be there? Are you coming? I'd love to see you there, buddy. Kevin says just 314 days to go until Matt's Coin Show.
Put him in charge of publicity.
I got a lot of work to do. I need help.
Jack Young knows. Do you have exhibits or educational tables?
Jack, you know what, Mr. Young? I'm just going to give you a table. Come over. I will give you a table to set up your awesome display on counterfeits. It will be a great thing to have at the show. So yes, you have a table. It's on me. Come on over.
Jack Young, the counterfeit king.
Yeah. Right.
Come and see it.
I want Jack Young there to show off what we're up against and talk about what we can do.
I'll tell you what, it's like, again, doing the Lord's work.
Yep, that's right.
And Zfiel, unpopular thought, get rid of the U.S. Mint and allow private mints to take over U.S. coinage. I am going to explain to you why that's not a good idea. Because the U.S. Mint is a profit-making entity for our government. It's one of the very few that actually makes a profit from seigniorage and from making coinage. If you take that process to somebody else, you're going to give up all of that profit, and it is substantial.
Yeah, that's true. Very, very true. And I think that
Jack says he's all in.
beautiful. There you go, Jack. Come on over. I will message you with info about the hotel and all that fun stuff too, if you want.
Okay, great.
So, yeah, there you go. Another reason to come to the show. Jack's going to be there with the table, showing off all the cool stuff that he knows all about.
Yes.
Well, friend.
Jazz. So let's ask our unnamed source, Barry.
Oh, you want to bring Barry on and
Yeah, can we bring him in for a second?
Recap? Sure, Barry. Are you okay? Here he is. Hi, Barry.
Good evening.
Hello.
So Barry, how did things turn out in the coolest thing last year?
It finished 5-5. Matt's Spanish Bolivian excavation coin pushed him to a draw.
Ooh, so so you're telling me that because of the lost episode that we had a draw.
That sucks. I call foul. I call foul because I kicked your butt.
I think 5-5 says otherwise, friend. Just saying.
I hate you.
It's a fresh year.
Yeah, it's a fresh year.
Last year. And see, here's the only problem with this contest is that Matt sees what I bring.
It's true. Just because I have to get it ready for the show. It's not like I'm like, oh.
Yeah. So you're going to see some similarities, I have a feeling, today.
Well, you know what? You want to hear something really funny?
Sure.
Thank you so much, Barry. I really appreciate that. Thank you.
Love you.
You want to hear something really funny?
Yeah.
I totally forgot about our coolest thing until you mentioned it in the intro. I haven't done it yet.
Oh.
Yeah. I totally spaced it. I haven't even got yours put where it needs to be yet. So give me you're going to fill for a couple minutes here if you don't mind.
Oh, no. I want to go back through the chat and I want to see. So let's see. Econ Demon says Standing Liberty quarters are too daunting to start when you have the 1916 always looming to actually finish the series. The 21 can really be bad as well.
Yep, she's a baddie.
Yeah. It's like we had one in 65 full head. It was just an absolutely stunning coin, but I mean, who can afford that stuff? Paul Bloom, tell me again what these have to do with the Semiquincentennial. Probably nothing.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, of course not. Of course nothing, but they've got to find a reason to put it back on a coin for the 18th time. Right?
Well,
right?
I mean, think about it. How many Eagles have we had?
All the Eagles, bro. Every single one.
Every single one of them. That's right.
Every single one.
So, this week in our shop, we had some interesting stuff walk in. We had a lot of gold sales this week. A lot of other metal sales. People are buying silver. People are buying metal. They are on an uptick again.
I've noticed that as well.
Yeah. The markets were closed on Thursday for President Carter's funeral.
Yep.
And because of that, I think there was a little built up, itchiness. And so Friday it jumped and it closed at 26.90 on Friday. So again, I don't know if I asked you or if I asked Russ. I think I asked Russ. Which do you see first, $3,000 gold or $2,000?
You asked me on the last show, and I said I think it's $2,000 gold. Yeah, I think
it's going to be $3,000 gold.
It might be. I mean, there are totally different trains of thought that go into the reasoning behind each of them, and both of them are valid. So, I mean, there's no wrong answer to that, unfortunately.
Yeah.
It just all depends on what happens in the world and what you think is going to happen in the world, and from there you have to.
Yeah, and uncertainty is always it's not even so much things are going to be good or bad.
Right.
It's how certain are people that things are going to be good or bad.
That's right. Oh, okay. I've got one. Let me save these pictures real quick. You're probably going to win, but that's okay. Because I got to let you start off with some confidence at the beginning of the year.
Oh, my
And then I come back and smash it later.
Okay.
So let me go ahead and put this where it needs to be.
Oh, and by the way,
Uh-oh.
was anybody in the chat? Was anybody watching our shorts this week?
Well,
Because I did a short on a high relief St. Gaudens.
yeah, I saw that.
We got the grading back from it on Friday.
Oh, yeah. What did it come back?
Came
Omega?
back as XF details. The rim is shaved.
Oh, shade rim. Yeah, that'll happen. They did that sometimes to make them fit into bezels, believe it or not.
They did it a lot of times because the wire rim on these, was so pronounced that it would catch on everything. And so some people actually sanded the rims down. And our CFO called that one when he saw the coin before we set it in. He says,
the rim definitely looked funky for sure.
Well, there was no question you could see it, but I just have never seen that. I'd never seen them call that out before.
Okay, you sent me yours.
Always one headline away from an unexpected spike in spot prices.
That's right. You're not. See, that's exactly right, and vice versa. Just one headline away from the bottom falling out of the market too. I mean, it definitely goes both ways.
Mhm.
I'm almost ready. I've got about another minute.
Okay, so let's see. Royal Australian Mint. Chris Gay says, close to U.S. Mint and let the Royal Australian Mint make coins. No, I don't even like the ones that they make for them.
Yeah, what the heck?
No, that's a hard no. Let's see.
Where are you, friend? Coin show. There it is. Get rid of this other one from the last show.
Those of you, Paula Bloom, perhaps it's just me complaining, but this 2025 we have computers where all these coins could be 3D rendered as it actually looked after minted.
Yeah, well, that's true. They could very well do that. I think some of this they really because if you go back and look at some of the way the coins translated from the images they give us to what they actually end up looking like, not so good, Al. But
there is always going to be a different look when you get it in metal, though. It's just the way that the light reflects off the art is going to be different. That's why sculpture is done in different media.
True, I reckon. Oh,
I reckon on
this. See here. I'm there. I'm just pulling it up. Whoa. I'm gonna let you go first, buddy.
Oh, Bloom, shameless plug. Did you see my last interview with Jack Young?
I did. It was great. It was wonderful.
We love coin live Q&A. Coin Q&A.
Oh, get it right.
Check them out every Monday night, 7:00 on this here internet.
On your local internet station.
On your local internet station.
All right, Mike. Are you ready to get your butt kicked in the coolest thing?
Like that's gonna happen.
Well,
I'm still calling foul from last year.
Whatever, buddy. It was tied. Tie is a tie.
5-5, whatever.
Hey, just because I came through the 11th hour.
The first run of this, I cleaned your clock.
Just because I came through in the 11th hour doesn't mean it's not any more or less valid. Okay,
sure.
Tell us what you brought.
Don't you have a little a drop for us?
No, we're just gonna throw it that way because that's more fun.
Okay. So this week in our shop, we had a really, really cool coin walk-in. And if you can tell, because there's absolutely no context to size on this, it's a $50.
Yeah.
First thing I do whenever I see these, I start counting stars. So it's a 13-star coin. It's an 1806.
Yep.
It is a drape bust half, lettered edge. These were made on a screw press. This coin has a, I want to say it's the bulb or the knob 6 variety. And it has a really heavily recut TY on it.
I was just gonna point that out. It does have a really heavily cut TY, which actually will make identification of the die pair really easy, probably.
Yeah, it certainly did. It made that knob 6 really easy to call.
Yeah.
The reverse of the coin has seen, some light wear. It's a nice looking coin. It's pleasing to the eye.
It looks very wholesome.
It is, and it's got that just good look that you want to see in a coin of this age. It's not overly worn. It's not too gray. It's just kind of perfect.
Yeah, it's a Goldilocks coin. It's just right.
Yes.
That's
So
a cool
this,
coin. I like that.
yeah, this just kind of walked in the door, and we bought it, and we're sending it off to PCGS to have their little party with it and see what they think of it.
I think that's pretty darn cool. But you know what's cooler? What I brought. I brought a silver baseball, basically. This is a non-circulating legal tender. It is 7 New Zealand dollars made by the country of Niue. It is made out of silver. It has Swarovski elements, which are little crystals. But this is the 7 Wonders of the 7 Wonders of the World by the Mysteries of the World series, and it is a 7-ounce, I believe. Yeah, 7-ounce ball of silver that is the globe of the world, and in certain places, it has Swarovski crystals inlaid into the coin.
So the impact is that the impact crater from Chicxulub?
Chichen Itza. Yeah.
Crater here. It has the San Francisco earthquake here.
Yeah, I don't know if it's that. It's the 7 Wonders of the New Wonders.
New Wonders of the World.
Yeah.
Because the 7 Ancient Wonders of the World don't exist anymore.
But if you didn't like it, I mean, that the reason that I picked this is because it's just kind of weird because it was issued by Niue, but its face value is 7 New Zealand dollars, and it was struck at the Mint of Poland. So you just have 3 countries involved in making this thing.
So is this solid?
Yeah, it's a ball. Oops.
Not hollow.
No, it's not hollow. It is a ball of solid silver. It is a little bit smaller than a baseball, maybe like a racquetball ball, or maybe a little bit bigger.
How many ounces?
7.
Yeesh.
Yeah, it's chunky, but it's pretty darn cool. It was just one of those things. And if you look at the picture here, we have what all the different new wonders are, which is Machu Picchu, the Great Wall of China, the Taj Mahal, Christ the Redeemer, the Roman Colosseum, Chichen Itza, and Petra. So that's where those Swarovski crystals are located on the globe. It's a strange thing, but I just thought it was funny enough that I wanted to bring it as my coolest thing. I thought you would enjoy it.
I hope they do.
Yeah. See, well, they say that official baseball is 5 to 5.5 ounces, so it's heavier than a baseball, but it is smaller. So pretty darn strange little thing.
Oh, I could see you go to bat with a silver slugger.
Dude, you know how much that would hurt? You ever hit a baseball too close to your hands and you get the? Can you imagine doing that with one of these?
I never played with aluminum bats.
Oh, that's true. You're old. You guys use sticks.
Right, Sonny. We had wooden bats and we nailed them together when they cracked.
Back in the day, we just cut a log off a tree and use it. We'd throw turtles.
Yeah. Well, we threw stuff.
Yeah. Rocks. Ooga booga.
Use a platinum bat. Now, the silver slugger was given to a hitter every year by, I want to say it's Louisville Slugger that issues it. And so you take a silver slugger bat. Yeah. Silver is denser than a baseball. Who knew?
Shut up.
Thank you, Indigo. Love our audience.
Oh, you guys, bunch of snarky jerks. I love it.
That's
I
right.
love it. Love it.
All right, the poll is up.
Oh wow!
So you can go to our Friends of the Coin Show site and you can vote for my coin and show me.
What's wrong with you? That there's 7,500 people in there that are friends of the Coin Show and that ask coin questions and talk about coins all day and vote on who had the best piece. So if you're not there, you're missing out on a great time. There is no selling allowed, so it is all about information. You don't have to worry about
discussion, all fun, and all just knowledge.
Yep, that's right. Boom.
And there's a vote up already.
Yeah, see, there you go. There you go. Well, friend, I much prefer this episode's quality to the last one. I think we'll release this one.
I have a feeling that we can actually call this one
Yeah, I think we can.
Episode 242.
We can. Not 242.5.
Well, it's 242.2.
Yeah.
So we would like to thank all the people that helped make this show possible. Ernesto for taking care of our Facebook stuff. Fuzzy for taking care of our stuff on Reddit and on Instagram. And let's see, we've got Robust Russ, and we've got Leanna, and we've got Justin.
Don't forget the unnamed source.
And of course, the unnamed source, Barry Swan.
Last but not least, I got you.
Who he's a solid contributor and possibly one of your biggest tormentors. So I like that.
My biggest tormentor?
One of them.
Put me together? Is this
more
what
of a tormentor than a mentor?
Oh, you're friends. Just keep me around to torment.
Enemies. But most of all, thank you to you who listened, because without you, this really wouldn't be worth doing. So you can check out our webpage, www.coinshowradio.com. You can find us on Facebook. You can find us on Instagram. You can find us on some socials, not all the socials, because some of them are just not worth it.
You know where you can't find us in a week or so? TikTok. Just saying.
Yeah, you won't be able to find anybody on TikTok in a week or so.
Right. That might help. That might make my phone ring less, believe it or not.
It might.
I'm okay with that.
I'd be surprised.
Yeah.
So thank you to everybody for listening, and we will do another Coin Show hangout in a couple of weeks, and then we will be back for episode 243 of the Coin Show podcast. Paul, she's going to vote with the understanding that mine may be the 0105A.
Well, mine is the that's a really cool piece of silver that's shaped like the earth and has a bunch of crystals in it. A
Gold Maple is saying hi to Spicy Mike.
Yeah,
the show is over. You made it just in time for us to
okay,
end.
but you know what? In about 10 minutes after we're done, you can go back and watch the whole thing. So
you really can.
Just saying.
But thank you to everybody, and thanks to all the people that helped make this possible. Thank you for putting up with my, just general nonsense during this show. And we will see you again on episode 243 or in a hangout of the Coin Show podcast.
Goodbye, everybody.
So long, everybody.